Welcome, everybody. This is an unprecedented occasion. You are about to experience the new corporate training series on mental wellness.
Becoming a master is not about doing 4,000 things. It's about doing 12 things 4,000 times.
The Ultimate Sales Machine presents the CEO Mastery Show for entrepreneurs looking to grow faster, better, smarter. If you would like to have a profound breakthrough in your business, talk to our team live by visiting chetholmes.com/breakthrough. Good advice is contextual. Get your answers at chetholmes.com/breakthrough.
The first part of this training will be on how to double your output in half the time. We're going to cover how to deal with distractions, how to understand our mind to optimize its capabilities with an exercise on getting focus and clarity in the now. Then, on the second half of this experiential learning, we're going to focus on how you can get better aligned with your work and your true purpose and potential. This portion will be finding alignment with the practical exercise we will do together as a wonderful cohort that we are, and to truly find the best version of you. So there is no person on this planet more gifted to give this training to you than whom I'm about to introduce you to. So let me explain the context so everyone can understand exactly how magnificent of a gift this is. In ancient scriptures, it said that the greatest blessing of your lifetime is to have the grace of meeting a true guru. In Sanskrit, the word guru, I think I explained this to you earlier, it breaks down to gu, which is the dispeller of darkness. Ru is the uplifter of light, and a true guru is the person that guides you to regain the trust within yourself, something that guides you to your true destiny. Now, I can share how I came to meet this special guest. Because of sicknesses that happened in my family, we were looking at alternative methods for healing, and we had the resources to be able to have 2 people on staff full-time going through thousands and thousands of potential alternatives. And through all of that work for a year and a half, we found the top 160 in the world, everything from sound therapy to light therapy to oxygenation therapy, priests, monks. And after all that, every one of them paled in comparison to Guruji. Many of them boasted and said that they could cure anything, and they made promises that they really couldn't keep. But just being in her presence, I felt a sense of peace and positivity, and her aura was so palpable. I wanted to be around her at all times, still to this day. I love to be in her presence. She taught me that every disease is just a dis-ease of our minds. And at the time, I had severe celiac disease. The smell of pizza would make me nauseated, and if I actually ate pizza, I would have to go to the hospital. It was that bad. But Guruji said she could assist me, and so I traveled all the way to Singapore, across the world, and went through a 3-month program with her where I was cured of celiac disease. I can eat wheat now. It's a magnificent gift to our world. Pasta and bread and wheat and everything that comes from wheat, muffins. Okay. But the true gift here was it was all by unlocking blockages in my mind. So it's absolutely amazing to watch how Guruji can take the most complex situations and turn them into the most simple of solutions. By far the most intelligent being I've ever encountered, and I've been surrounded by leaders of industries all my life. So not only that, but Gurujis Purity. You'll see it. You'll see it in moments. Her compassion is something angelic, beyond this world. She comes from a very highly esteemed spiritual lineage in India. So for those of you that aren't familiar, I'm just going to break this down because it's so significant. So she comes from the lineage of Shri 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 1008 Baba Neem Karoli Ji Maharaj. Some know him as Neem Karoli Baba. He was a brilliant saint that worked with the Indian government to procure 108 healing centers in northern India. He would actually, these are great stories, he would walk into a government official office, walk up to the government official and say, "This land is mine, give it to me." And they'd look at him like, "Who is this man?" And he would say, "This is what's going on with your wife. This is what's going on with your life. This is how you can improve it. Go, I will fix it, and I'll come back and I'll take the land." And they'd look at him like, who is this man? Because most of the time he was dressed in a cloth, and that was Babaji. So he'd come back a couple months later, and they would be utterly shocked because they did what he said, and they would see those results, and they would give him the land. It was rather remarkable. So many also know of this story, but I want to reiterate it. So Mark Zuckerberg, a couple years ago, he was being interviewed by the Prime Minister of India, and he had shared this story about he was about to sell Facebook. And he was talking with his mentor. He didn't really know if he should sell Facebook or not, and it was at the very beginning of Facebook. And he called up Steve Jobs, his mentor. And Steve Jobs told him that before I realized what Apple would be, and I was still searching for what that could be, I went to this center in India, a Baba Neem Karoli center. And there he got this vision in his meditation of what Apple would become. So two of the biggest companies in the world happen to get lined right back to a man named Baba Neem Karoli. Maybe we can show a picture of him in the back. Yes, so Baba Neem Karoli, I don't know if you see, yes. See, even in his picture, he's in his blanket. So then, and I'm so honored to be a part of this mission to create a place like what Babaji created in India here in America, as the University of Self-Realization, a site for people to travel from all around the world to experience. Now, though Baba Neem Karoli is no longer with us, he passed his capabilities to his predecessor, who built and led multiple of his centers, Sri 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 1008 Baba Sevananda Ji Maharaj. And this beautiful, loving saint had that same knowledge and those special gifts, and he passed it down to the wonderful special guest that I have for you today. It's very unknown that she is the living heir to Baba Neem Karoli's special gifts. Her formal title is Sarvalokama, Her Holiness Sri 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 1008 Guruji Punamji. Many Americans wonder, we have people from all around the world on this call right now, so I'm sure many say, what does all of that mean? That might be the longest name I've ever heard. Let me break it down because it's very sacred and very significant. Sarvalokama means divine mother to all. Sri 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 means that she has conquered all levels of the mind, her conscious mind, her subconscious mind, and the superconscious. And 1008 means that she has bloomed all the 1008 lotus petals that are on your crown chakra, which means enlightenment. If you've ever seen a Buddha and how they have all of those, have you guys seen those Buddhas? Where they have all of the things around the crown. So, and then Punam is her birth name, and Ji is a form of respect. So she may go by many different names, but those that love her, we call her Guruji. So Guruji is not what you consider a normal guru dressed in white or orange. It's part of her mission to bring color back to this gray world. Before meeting Guruji, she traveled to Europe, before meeting her guru, Babaji, she traveled to Europe to get her master's in English literature. She also has a master's in business and a degree in fashion. Not what you'd typically expect. She went on to Australia, where she consulted for the Australian government on the healing properties of herbs and essential oils. She also did the same consulting at government laboratories in India at the base of the Himalayas. So Guruji begins her work decades ago. Today, she has started her nonprofit, Divine Bliss International, which has been around for many years, on how to achieve an ideal state of mind, body, and soul, eradicating dis-ease from the root causes, showing how it is practically possible for every individual to be joyful and successful while contributing to positively affecting your family and society. So her following spans to a center in Singapore, that was a tongue twister, and in America, specifically Florida, with followings also in Australia and India. So originally when Guruji received her guruship from Baba Sevananda, she was always in the public eye. Every news channel would follow her around because they just loved to hear how simple and basic she explained topics. And at that time, she didn't have the nonprofits infrastructure and the amount of masses that came to flee to understand what she was able to provide, which is such a natural gift of assisting people to understand themselves. And they understand, in India, it's very clear that the significance of a true enlightened saint, it's not something that maybe the Western world knows so much about. So today, she is here assisting so many people around the world, and I am so honored that I requested her here, that she could share this wisdom with all of you. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Sarvalokama, Her Holiness, Shri 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 1008 Guruji Punamji. You want to play Dream Big for us? For the entrance of Guruji. Oh, Guruji. Oh, Guruji. Oh.
Can I sit here?
Yes, please. I have a footstool.
Okay.
In the car. And Guruji, as an honoring for you being here, I want to present you.
So, to begin with, how do you double the output? Well, the first thing that people don't do about themselves is they are never in the now. So, when you're trying to achieve something and your mind is somewhere else, then it's very hard to achieve what you're looking for in the present and in the future. So the first thing that people must do when they start to begin their work, if you want to achieve something perfectly, is to do a little breathing exercise, which I will share with you all just now. If you do the breathing, and you've got to present yourself the opportunity to bring yourself into the now. Because if you're not in the now, then you're somewhere absent. And if you're absent, how do you achieve something? So majority of the time I see people meandering here, meandering there, wasting time, settling themselves in, putting things up and down. And it's basically because they're not present with themselves in the now. To come into the now, you have to make the effort of making yourself present there. So the first thing is to switch yourself off. Like I tend to give analogies from the computer, as somebody was pointing out to me yesterday, because it's most easily understood nowadays. So it's like you shut down the windows on your computer, so likewise you shut down your mind from everything that it is thinking. So you take a deep breath in, you hold that breath, okay, and you shut down a window. So let us say that you're still thinking about, oh my God, did my kid get to school in time or not? Did I do this or not? Did I leave my fridge door open? Did I leave my door open? Do I have my car keys? Did I close my car? So we can be anywhere. And we can be all over. And we could be processing multitudes of thoughts simultaneously. Our mind is capable of processing almost 150 thoughts simultaneously. We are not aware of it because one pops out. But one thought pops out in a multitude of a second. But we process one thought every second. So how efficient is your brain? Nobody has ever thought of that. And nobody's ever tried to tap into, to take that efficiency of the brain and use it for their personal gain. And because of this, we are only using, at an average, something between 2 to 3% of our brain only. We do not use the rest of the 97, 98% of our brain is just sitting there idle. So how do we start computing and making use of that brain? Is also by making yourself aware of it first. Without awareness, there is no achievement. So let's become aware. And once we become aware, then we need to have little tools in how to make that available for ourselves.
To experience the rest of this training on how to accomplish double the amount of work in half the time, sign up below. This is part of CHI's new initiative around corporate mental wellness. Since our data shows that the number one thing that people want right now post-pandemic is mental wellness. You can go to a therapist, you can try meditation, you can do yoga or exercise. However, this is something you will get nowhere else. It is the blend of a truly enlightened being, teaching corporations how to be more productive in the workplace with less stress and a greater sense of purpose. Get your exercises with this training below.
The body knows no sickness till the mind puts it there. Majority of the time, we are influenced by the society, by the people around us, by our associates, by our friends. We're defined by how they look at things. And of course, the media. The media pumps us with so much of rubbish that we do not know what is our thought and what we absorbed from the television. What am I telling you ever since I came on is, it's not about how I see life. I would like you to learn how you would like to see your life. And would you like to become you? That's a choice you have. Would you like to become you? Would you like to be a person with purpose? Would you like to know how much of your potential can you unfold? It's your potential. You are in the office, but 90% of the time, you have not brought your brain along.
Anybody relate to that?
It's your choice, your freedom, your decision. Ultimately, it's your life.
Subscribe for more videos. Claim your free Chapter 4 of The Ultimate Sales Machine. This chapter helps you get 9 times more impact from every move you make. Visit ultimatesalesmachine.com. This has been the CEO Mastery Podcast, brought to you by The Ultimate Sales Machine.